We always dread trash day. 1 Peter chapter 5 verses 6 and 7. I'll give everybody a few minutes to get there to it. We look at this, it says in there, humble yourselves, therefore under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time. Cast all your anxiety on him, because he cares for you. You know, it's, we do that, we look at this trash day, for instance. Thank you. Oh, lubricate the throat there. Makes it easier. I mean, trash day. Would you keep trash around your house? Just there was a song back in, I guess, the 50s. I don't know if anybody heard of an old radio show called Dr. Demento. Yeah, that one song, Sarah Cynthia Stout would not take the garbage out. A lot of us do that with our own lives. A lot of us are going to turn around and hold on to the garbage. We become hoarders, so to speak. Watch that show, Hoarders. It's kind of interesting to see, you know, how can somebody do that? Well, a lot of us spiritually do that with our lives. We don't want to get rid of nothing. We want to hang on to everything. You know, I mean, when you get some smelly garbage around the house, on your house, you're going to want to chuck that stuff real quick, won't you? I mean, I don't like it, because because we get problems with ants. I hate ants. The uncles aren't much help either, but the ants are really a big problem with us. And then it also makes the house smell really bad. You get the bugs and the rodents, and you can probably get pretty sick too, depending on what you got in that trash can. And if we don't throw out our spiritual trash, in other words, give it to Jesus, it's going to be pretty much the same result. You can basically be at the same result. You know, we need to be what they call casters of spiritual trash and not the carriers. Or we don't need to be spiritual hoarders or garbage truck for things, because our spiritual cares and our trash are cares and anxieties and burdens. We need to really cast those at the feet of Jesus. I mean, just give them to him. You know, it doesn't mean that when he wanted to take the cares. He doesn't want to take the responsibilities from us. I mean, we still do have to go to work, right? We still got to love our spouses, our kids, and do what we can to make everything right that we have to.
Amen.
But what we need to cast is the burden and anxiety of it on Jesus. We need to cast that burden. We need to cast that anxiety down. And why do we want to cast it on Jesus' feet? Why cast out our burdens? First off, Jesus wants it.
Robert.
He wants our burdens. That kind of interesting? Now think about it. Would you want somebody's burdens, but he wants them? He wants what's keeping us up at night. He wants what's consuming our time. And what's making us anxious? We have these things in our lives that, you know, if we have all that in our lives, it steals our joy and our peace. And guess what? It ultimately affects our walk with God. All the anxiety, you start wondering, oh man, what am I going to do about this? What do we do about this? You get worried about, you get all these burdens dumped on you. It's going to affect our walk with God. But you know what? Jesus can handle it. That's another reason we want to cast our burdens. He can handle it. We can't. We are not, Jesus is able, he paid for it. Have you seen look at the dumpster out there, it says Burtech on it? Our trash out there is not ours. We put it in there, it belongs to Burtech. And they haul it off. Now, if we're Christians, it says, our dumpster should say God on it. Put our spiritual trash to God. He wants that trash. He wants to be the one to take it out and get rid of it. And aren't you glad that God doesn't recycle? God will not recycle. I can guarantee you that. As he said before, bring me your sin and I will cast it off as far as from the east is to the west. And also I've heard they also puts it in the deepest ocean and puts a sign, no fishing. God will not bring it back to us. It won't come up and slap us in the face. We're going to have probably consequences to it. Past actions at times. I mean, we can't get away from the consequences, but God will forgive us on that. He will cast that sin and adios, give it in. Dump you way out there. Jesus paid for that, our trash. You know how we pay our trash bill here to Burtech? We pay to have our trash. Jesus paid for our trash. He paid for it on the cross. He paid for it on Calvary. He died not only to pay our sin debt, but also take things that burden us. He wanted to take all what burdens with us too. He wants our burden. He can handle that burden a lot better. I mean, it's kind of like the idea of when I was younger, we're cleaning up the backyard of my parents' house. It was a pretty sized backyard. So my dad decides he's going to rent a skip loader. Well, he's really never driven one of these before. Well, needless to say, we're sitting there, and all of a sudden we hear this loud grinding sound beside the house. It was my dad putting the corner of the skip loader through the corner of the house. Oh. So it was, he was doing something that should have been left to a pro. And our spiritual life is no different, is it? We need to leave it to God to do it. We can't do it. Which leads to this point is, we're not made to handle our burdens, okay? Let's put it this, we are not made to handle our burdens.
Amen.
It'd be like me trying to perform dentistry or something. I've been a mechanic for 30 some odd years. You can imagine the type of tooth pulling I'd be doing. It'd be something horrible.
Good boy.
You just take a big old pair of pliers and start ripping teeth. We don't handle, we're not capable, we're not equipped to do so. You get tree trimming done for a great big tree. You're going to want to get somebody that has the equipment to do that tree, right? You're going to want to use somebody. You're not going to just go crawling around with a chainsaw and start going, just going to start going to town on it. Because otherwise they're going to call you one-leg Louie after a little bit. Because I can just picture these things happening with that. That's just disaster waiting to happen. If you try to do something you're not equipped to do, you're gonna fail at it. Anxiety and burdens are a weapon, you know, of the enemy, of Satan. You know, they're the enemy. He uses that to really slow us down. He uses that to just interfere with our walk totally, interfere with any ministries. I mean, just like this time like today, this probably drives a lot of people crazy. Just we had, you know, nobody, like both my son, our media guy, and my wife, who does a song leader, was sick today. Of course, a lot of bigger churches probably have backup people, but we have to.
We do. Whoop, whoop. We do.
Yeah, we got Michelle that kind of helps back us up on that. It's great.
Robert. Whoop,
Robert helped
whoop.
out with our singing. So I mean, we got people who stepped up. We didn't give Satan that. We just turned this burden over to God, and
We prevailed.
we come ahead of this on this one. We gave God the burden of this. You know, low turnout thing, the low staff rate here. We gave it to God, and hey, we disabled Satan, didn't we?
We did.
We slowed him down quite a bit.
Amen.
And with that, we need to just cast our cares on the Lord, right? We need to cast them. When we do this, it knocks out the pride aspect, okay? Yeah, I can do it alone aspect. You know, I don't need nobody to take care of my problems. I can. And a lot of times it doesn't work out too good, does it? You try to do it yourself, toddlers, any parent here would know with toddlers. You know, I can do it myself. Sure, they're gonna get dressed themselves. You're gonna have one green sock and one purple sock and all kinds of weird looking, all kinds of interesting outfits coming out of the. My kids both did that. And I remember the time my son decided he wanted to look just like Dad. He wanted to cut his hair. I go in there, I noticed there was a big patch missing out of it. He's about maybe 3 or 4. There was a big patch right in front, missing. I go, what did you do? He goes, and he had my razor in his hand of all things. So he shaved off a bunch of it because he wanted a hairstyle like his dad's. I said, now that's going to happen when you get older. Mine's falling out. I didn't shave mine. So that was not. But so that's still a pretty good running joke with him and I a lot of times. He wanted to look like Dad, and if he sees me now, he's going to regret that decision. But
I don't look like Dad no more.
But we need to humble ourselves to the Lord and rely on Him for the guidance, shouldn't we?
Amen.
Or a good Christian friend can also kind of help out too. We need to give God the outcome of it. Turn the outcome over to it. You know, God, I'm going to give you the outcome of my marriage. I want to give you the outcome of my finances. We just need to trust Him for everything. And the best example about dealing with burdens and stuff is Apostle Paul when he's out at sea with a storm of those 200 sailors on that ship. Hit that horrible storm, what they start doing? They start taking cargo and throwing it overboard, lightening the load. And we turn over our burdens to God. That's just taking that old cargo we got carried with us and throwing it overboard. we are lightening that load. That is the whole idea of laying it at the feet of Jesus, is we lay your burdens down at his feet. It takes it. And also, me working with a railroad, another good example is with rail cars. We have a, look on the computer, it has an OB code, is overload. We have to start taking stuff out of it, otherwise, with the trains, if you get them too heavy, it starts what's called rail spread. It'll make the rails flare out, and then you get a derailment on your hands. And I worked a wrecker crew when I first got hired on. And believe that's not a fun job. When you get up there for 20 hours and crawling around in the, all kinds of stuff, trying to put trains back on the tracks. It's you got it, and it's all because somebody overloaded the car and it spread the rails and dropped it. Amongst other things I've had happen, but this. But if we give our, like I said before, if we rest assured, if we give God our trash, he's not going to recycle. We need to give him our, a lot of us, we could be our worst problem, we could be the biggest problem we ever have, right?
Amen.
I mean,
amen.
Sometimes we'll give God our anxieties, our troubles. What do?
Worry.
We go right back and start dumpster diving, don't we, for more troubles. I mean, I'm right, all right?
Amen. Amen.
Find to dig up and recycle.
Amen.
Yeah, we do the recycling, God doesn't.
Amen.
We tend to, I guess, be gluttons for punishment. Just get done laying up. I mean, we got to learn how to not look for trouble. We need to learn how to keep the stuff at God's, keep it at God's feet. Give it to Jesus. He knows. Like I said, he can deal with us a whole lot better than we can. At work, we have a hazmat crew. I'll tell you one thing, I'm sure not going to be messing with hazardous materials. These guys, we got are equipped to handle it. They know what they're doing with it. Just like God. We got hazmat in our life, don't we?
Amen.
I was thinking I was wearing a hazmat suit here just once, just to kind of get my point, but
You'll suffocate, it's too hot.
no. I was thinking about the encapsulated one, no.
Oh.
But we just gotta learn to give God our troubles and not go dumpster diving, not recycle. Now, God, can you recycle this problem for me? No, he's not going to recycle this problem. I'm going to take it and junk it real quick, right? No, let's take it. We're going to heave this thing way out there. This trouble's going to go that direction. It's like the show hoarders, okay? Just like the show hoarders. You used to tell people they got one in. If you're going to bring something in, you got to get something out. We bring God's grace, God's goodness, God's peace. Let's get rid of anxiety, depression, so on. Let's not, for all purposes, get rid of anxiety, say, or worry, for instance, and bring in depression or anger. It's kind of fruitless, isn't it? Just one bad habit for another. It's about what it is. We need to get rid of this trash. Let's start bringing in some good, bring in some of God's grace, God's mercy. grace is just what undeserved gift. And we just, none of us deserve to be forgiven, but we are forgiven.